I'm Crystal Long. Get ready for an adventure as we rediscover Arizona. There's so many special places to spotlight, whether they're brand new to the valley or an old favorite. Let's go exploring.
Cool story. We are setting sail on the scenic waters of Saguaro Lake for this Rediscover Arizona adventure.
Our Crystal Long shows us a historic boat that's been taking desert dwellers and visitors alike on tours for decades.
Tucked between the cacti and canyon walls, the Desert Belle has been cruising Saguaro Lake since 1964. It's the oldest continuously running tour boat in Arizona. So grab your binoculars and your sense of adventure. We're going aboard.
Welcome aboard the Desert Belle.
The Desert Belle has been making waves out here on Saguaro Lake for more than 60 years. So what do you think has kept it going strong for all these decades?
A lot of it is the beauty of the lake. It's just a really wonderful opportunity for people that are here locally to get a chance to bring guests from out of town and see things that would normally have to go to the Grand Canyon or Sedona. It's right in the backyard, it's nice and quick, it's affordable, and it's just a really great opportunity to just enjoy the flora and fauna that Arizona offers.
How has the tour changed over the years?
The original boat was about 18 passengers, didn't used to have air conditioning, didn't even need a crew. Back in even in the mid-90s, I used to drive the boat alone.
What's your favorite part about captaining the Desert Belle?
I just like seeing people and talking to people, especially people from out of town. I get a chance to brag about Arizona.
It's awesome. We're loving it. Well, we were looking for something, an adventure, something a little different than we have back home.
Where are you from?
Indiana.
Who do you have here with you?
We're the Golden Girls, friends from high school. These people have been friends since kindergarten.
Have you taken enough photos yet?
Jan is our official photographer. She's taken probably a couple hundred.
I feel like I can't stop taking video and pictures. What kind of scenery or wildlife might we spot today?
Well, we'll keep our eyes out for bighorn sheep. We do see those quite often. We see lots of bald eagles. We do have 2 paired nests here at the lake. We see a lot of birds, a lot of different types of waterfowl. A lot of them are migratory.
They brought binoculars, and so they've been trying to find tons of things out there.
I saw the engines, the waves. It was fun watching the captain drive.
Have you ever experienced Saguaro Lake in this way before?
Not in this way. I grew up here, so I've definitely been out, but I've never even done this, funny enough.
What has stood out to you the most on this ride so far?
I like the facts.
Shiprock is a spire, the solidified core of an extinct volcano.
The captain has been very good at doing like the geology and the cactus facts.
Easily 150 to 175 years old.
And I'm like, oh, I love that, especially being native.
What would you say is your favorite fun fact to share?
I like to tell people about Four Peaks, that they don't even know there's an amethyst mine there, and that it's one of only a handful on the entire planet. Now, Four Peaks rises up some 7,700 feet above sea level. Now, although it looks close enough to reach out and touch, Four Peaks is actually 25 miles from here. Wintertime, we get gorgeous views of snow-covered mountains, and it's still a nice warm day on the lake. Do you mind taking the wheel? I have to just run downstairs for a minute. Thanks. I'll be right back. Don't hit anything.
Captaining the Desert Belle on Saguaro Lake, Crystal Long, 12 News.
I mean, anywhere Crystal goes, I want to go too. In addition to the narration cruise Crystal just showed us, there's also live music cruises, as well as wine, craft beer, and morning mimosa cruises too.
And through the end of September, you're in luck. Desert Belle is offering 50% off a ticket using code CRYSTAL50. That's Crystal with a K.
The woman is legendary.
When it comes to unusual roadside attractions along Route 66, Williams, Arizona has a museum that's really full of it.
The Museum is the world's largest collection of fossilized poop. So it's all from dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals like crocodiles, fish, and even bugs. We have fossilized farts, which are insects trapped in amber that have a gas bubble coming from them.
George Franson takes pride in the 8,000 specimens he's collected and holds 2 Guinness World Records for both the world's largest coprolite collection and the largest single piece of fossilized poop ever unearthed.
It's believed to be from a T-Rex.
Franston's fascination started as a teenager, walking through a rock and fossil shop in Utah.
I saw this really neat thing in a case. It looked like a poo. So I asked the guy, I said, hey, what's the deal with this? And he says, it's a fossilized poop. They're called coprolites. And I was amazed. I was blown away, meaning this thing was funny, it was gross, but it was fascinating.
That fascination never left. After years in the corporate healthcare world, he quit, sold his house, and rolled the dice on a poop museum.
I was absolutely nervous because when you tell people you are going to quit a great job and move from a wonderful neighborhood and neighbors and friends and family to open up a free poo museum, people can be really negative. I had this feeling it would work and that there was nothing else like this in the world, more successful than I could have ever have imagined since day one.
Visitors' reactions? Well, kids go nuts. Parents are a bit skeptical at first, but usually leave laughing and learning.
Rarely do I get somebody who just comes in and I'll say poo-poos the whole idea.
Each piece tells a story about life millions of years ago, and Fransden says that's what makes his collection more than just a punchline. It's science with a sense of humor.
This is something most people have never seen or heard of. I love sharing it with folks.
Now, the museum is open Wednesday through Sunday. Again, it is a free exhibit. They do accept donations and sell items from their gift shop. That's what helps them keep the doors open. Warren Williams, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
Spooky season is taking over as we rediscover Arizona.
That's right. Crystal Long is showing us this one-of-a-kind shop that always has spooky science in stock.
Welcome to Curious Nature, Arizona's quirkiest cabinet of curiosities, where science meets spook and every jar tells a story. Is that an octopus? It's part natural history museum, part oddities emporium, and 100% Halloween vibes year-round. Kind of like stepping into a Tim Burton fever dream with a biology degree. Let's keep exploring if you dare.
We're one of those places where if you look up like weird things to do in Phoenix, we're the #1 thing that usually pops up.
When I came in, I thought like, wow, definitely like was surprised with like the actual like animals and stuff.
From taxidermy to skulls to bones, we have a lot of framed insects, but we also have live plants, home decor stuff, books.
I already got like an alligator hand and a porcupine quill. I collect like fossils and different stuff.
What's been the weirdest thing you've seen?
Probably some of the bugs, like the beetles and stuff. Animals in jars over there, or like the skulls and stuff.
A lot of the skulls, people not realizing like what size they are, a lot of like the human bones, they're all old like retired medical model specimens, but people come in and as soon as they see it, they're just like, whoa, what is this? Even I work here and I'm here like every day and there's still sometimes where I'm like, where did that come from? When did we get that?
Where do you get these things?
We try to ethically source everything the best that we can. So a lot of it is like byproducts of different industries where they're gonna use this part of the animal, but they're not gonna use, you know, the leg bones or something, or a lot of our taxidermy is pretty old. Nothing in here is killed just so we could sell it to you kind of a thing.
What was the inspiration behind this shop having that creepy cool twist?
The owner was a vet tech, so he's always been like very into animals, very into natural history.
So many events and classes to check out here at Curious Nature. What kind of a class are we in for right now?
We teach entomology classes, so we're teaching you how to pin insects.
Like, oh boy, what do you got in there?
So we have a couple butterflies, nothing super scary.
Phew.
If you just take one of these pins and then kind of at a diagonal angle going through the body, and then we're going to put it through the paper close to the wings, just so that way they stay in the position we want them in during the drying process, and then we can actually frame them and you have this fun, beautiful specimen that you put the work into doing that.
This unique place really has a little something for every curious soul, and at least one without one. In Phoenix, Crystal Long, 12 News.
Okay, you ready to see the finished product?
Yes.
Check this guy out. The finished frame of Crystal's one-of-a-kind butterfly, which she says she wants to put in her nursery.
Oh, absolutely.
Look what Mom did for you, honey.
I always remember.
Exactly. Crystal pinned this during the class.
She did a really good job.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. So, I mean, mark your calendars because for this one, they're going to have Curious Nature hosting a Halloween market if you want to go. Maybe, you know, they got things like this. That'll be October 11th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. p.m.
Yeah, and around 35 vendors will set up inside and outside the store for a one-of-a-kind spooky season shopping spree. No word yet if this is for sale, but I've got some holiday shopping to do, and I would like my budget to go up, so maybe. Couple thou.
Couple thou.
Don't you think?
On the auction blog. Let's
You tell
see.
me. You name your price.
People watching too much Wednesday. They almost just love all these creepy things right now, and I just can't do it. As we rediscover Arizona this morning, you better saddle up because we're rediscovering the Wild West.
Our Crystal Long shows us a Scottsdale gem where legends live, stories ride tall, and history wears a cowboy hat.
Grab your cowboy hat and your boots and step into the grit and glory of the Wild West. History is locked and loaded here at Western Spirit, Scottsdale's Museum of the West. It's the #1 Western museum in the country.
Scottsdale is still the West's most Western town, so it's only fitting that the West's most Western museum is right here. That is according to our friends at True West Magazine. Every year they come out with a new poll of the best Western museums in the nation, and we've topped that poll many times, including once again this year. And I think it's a combination of got some great exhibits that have been with us since the museum opened, but there's always something new to see at Western Spirit.
What will we explore here?
We have got 2 floors, multiple galleries of everything you could possibly imagine to do with the Old West. Saddles, spurs, firearms. We've also got an amazing collection of Western art, paintings, sculptures, and then beyond that, we've got great examples of indigenous art and artifacts, jewelry, ceramics. Our oldest items are 600 years old. It really is the entire story of the West, the way that people have told it through art and artifacts.
What are you fascinated most by?
Well, I am a big movie guy. I am actually a film historian by training, so I became interested in the West through the way it was represented in film. John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, and one of the great things we have here at Western Spirit is the Renner Strickland collection, which is the world's largest collection of Western movie posters. The nice thing about putting it in a place like this museum is you can connect what you see on screen to art and then to the history.
Is the true Old West really like we see in the movies? Is it the Wild, Wild West?
In some ways, the Wild West was wilder than we've seen in film or television. It was tough. I mean, the pioneers who came out here were hardy individuals who endured hardships that most films simply can't show us because people wouldn't want to see them. And that is a testament to the type of people it took to come out here. And that goes all the way back to the indigenous people who were here long before any Anglo settlers.
Western Spirit is celebrating 10 years. So what do you have envisioned for the next 10?
In February, we're going to open a 12,000-foot expansion, 2 new stories with 4 new galleries of art. One of them will be dedicated to one of the most significant collections of Western American and American Indian art ever assembled. It was assembled by a great Arizonan, the late Eddie Basha. So over the course of his life, he amassed this incredible collection, and we are fortunate to have received this.
Now it's time for me to ride off into the sunset in this 1896 Stagecoach replica. In Old Town Scottsdale, Crystal Long, 12 News.
Oh, she's so cute.
I know. We're like Crystal's #1 fans right here.
I know.
Okay, so right now is the perfect time for you to check out the museum.
Yeah, there is a buy one, get one free admission special now through the end of September. So go and check it out.
Well, spooky season is taking over as we rediscover Arizona.
Crystal Long takes us to a haunted hotspot in the East Valley that's getting ready to host a paranormal festival this month.
Superstition Mountain is famous not just for lost gold, but also lost souls. If you're curious and courageous, come with me as we explore the haunted history here at the Superstition Mountain Lost Dutchman Museum.
The Superstition Mountains have been a source of intrigue and mystery for centuries. The Akamela Odom would call it Thunder Mountain, and they would tell the early settlers about all of the winged demons and voices and all the things that they thought were happening here. And so the early settlers named them the Superstition Mountains. And over centuries, there have been rumored to be hundreds of people deceased or missing. And so that has really spawned a lot of intrigue of the area and the paranormal.
Is this one of your favorite places to investigate?
Yeah, absolutely is. Besides just the raw beauty of the place, the absolute energy that is here in this area. And this entire area is very, very hot as far as paranormal activity.
Tell us about your experience when you were on a ghost hunt here.
Here at the stamp mill, when we were doing an EVP session with the spirit box, we got a conversation from some of the miners that probably worked on this. And then down in the barn, that's always a really good hot spot where they just kind of want to talk to people.
What have you witnessed in this barn?
We were doing a session in this barn. We have a device which is called the spirit box. It's kind of like a radio that scans stations very quickly. And while we were shooting that investigation, it literally twisted by itself. We use something called the flashlight method. So we were asking it, can you please do us a favor and turn off the flashlight? And it did. And when we did that, we heard the word off.
Appreciate that very much.
Is there a particular story or ghost that's the most famous here?
The energies that are here, what we've come across, we believe that some of the children that passed in the mountain, there was a plane crash November 23rd, 2011. We do know we have had some Apaches. One of our investigators saw a group of look like Indians walking through, and then they just dissipated into nothing. People that pass, sometimes they stay in an area because they absolutely loved it. Chuck, who was actually a big part of this area, he was a blacksmith here for quite a few years. We do feel we've got him here. We've picked up people saying that I'm Chuck.
Why do you think we are so drawn to the mysterious and the paranormal?
I think it's because we're all a little bit curious about what happens after we leave. It's just something that has to be experienced.
From the haunted Superstition Mountain Lost Dutchman Museum in Apache Junction, Crystal Long, 12 News.
Okay, I have taken my daughters. Well, I've taken them on a ghost tour. It was so much fun. The little box that he's talking about, you get close.
Did you hear anything?
Yes, there was a 2-story building, and there was supposedly a spirit like in the window.
The spirit say, nice shoes.
Mark, you don't believe
what she was saying because it was
Where'd
this
you
was
get
up,
the bag?
This was up in Flagstaff, and my kids had a blast.
I would like to do one.
And the ghost hunters were able to interpret what she was saying, and right, it was cool. It was fun.
All right. Well, as advertised, the museum is hosting a paranormal festival October 18th. It's an all-day event that features lectures, food, ghost tours, and paranormal investigations.
So keep an eye on the museum's calendar because they feature family-friendly free events all throughout the year.
A Phoenix breakfast and lunch spot. Wonder if you've been there before. It is famous for more than just its food.
Yeah, our Crystal Long is taking us to this Rediscover Arizona gem that once was a TV star decades ago, but locals still love it.
Oh, welcome to Mel's Diner. I'm Mel. What are you doing in Arizona?
Welcome to Mel's Diner, where nostalgia is always on the menu. So pull up a stool, grab a slice of pie, and a slice of TV history. Mel's isn't just your typical old-fashioned diner. It's a legendary pit stop that once served coffee, sass, and catchphrases on the classic 1970s show Alice.
Kiss my grid!
Kiss my grid.
Kiss my grid.
How much has the TV show Alice played a role in Mel's popularity over the decades?
A lot. A lot. Most of the people, they know the show. I used to watch it when I was young.
How much of this place is the same from when this was a star in the show?
The sign. It's the original one. I changed the menus. We have the Alice, the crew, some pictures down there.
Why would you say that Mel's is a treasure in our community?
That's history right here. How many places we have around like that? When you come inside, you don't feel corporate. It's like a family.
Do you think we're all kind of drawn to the good old days because times were simpler?
Yes, it's nostalgic, you know? It was fun. It was more simple. Right now it's different. It's all cell phones, like dating sites.
Would you say you get more locals or visitors?
Locals, but a lot of visitors too. Like I have met people like all over the world.
What are some of the popular items that customers order?
Country fried steak, they love it. We make it an omelette, skillet.
And how about the coffee?
Coffee, it's awesome, guys. After the years, I figured out that coffee is the #1. Like if you mess up with the coffee, the whole day go bad.
Mel's is where the coffee never runs dry and the memories are always in the reruns. TV made Mel's famous, but you keep them cooking. In Phoenix, Crystal Long, 12 News.
Love that. Okay, maybe we're all going for breakfast.
Okay, spooky season is taking over Rediscover Arizona again.
Okay, this time, Crystal Long is taking us to Spooky's Swirls. This is a one-of-a-kind bakery that has been cooking up creepy confections that are so good, USA Today could not resist. They recently awarded them the 6th best gluten-free bakery, Jen, in the country. Take a look at this.
Scary meets sweet here at Spooky Swirls. It's a horror-themed bakery with killer treats and a mini museum of movie magic.
It's all so good at scary.
Where does your passion for sweets and scaries come from?
It's just the joy of it being about fun and excitement and a little bit of spooky. And then if you can find a way to marry that with a cupcake, one of the best sellers absolutely is this guy right here. That is the Cookies and Scream cupcake.
You've got to tell us about your experience on Food Network.
I'm on 5 episodes out of 8 on season 8, Halloween Baking Challenge. And it was fast, and it was glorious, and it was terrifying.
Are your recipes inspired by famous horror and sci-fi movies?
Absolutely. You can take a walk through our prop museum and see what a lot of them are based on. For instance, over there we have Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin's outfits from Beetlejuice. And so then we can feature a Beetlejuice item in the case. Right now we happen to have some Beetlejuice cookies on the floor.
You have a mini movie museum in here. Tell us what you've got.
It's been a number of years that I've been collecting. We are also a part of the HSPPA, which is the Horror and Sci-Fi Prop Preservation Association. I wanted to be able to share like my love of movies with other people. Some of the fan favorites, I've got some xenomorph heads that were actually from some of the Alien movies, Alien vs. Predator and then Alien vs. Predator Requiem. I really have always loved the Addams Family movies, so I was able to acquire a couple of pieces from Gomez, get his smoking jacket that he wears.
What's your favorite movie right now?
Trick or Treat. We were also going to be unveiling a screen-used Sam mask from the movie. We are going to be doing a pumpkin Sam cupcake.
We're going to do a little ruffle around the edge. That is a chai and cinnamon buttercream, and we're just going to pipe a nice big blob.
This is the best kind of art because I get to eat it after.
That is so good.
Hey, what's that noise? Do you guys hear something? Oh! Spooky's here! Do you notice cupcakes go missing? Somebody eating them? Hey, that's my cupcake, Spooky. Trick or treat, Sam? Do you approve of pumpkin, Sam? I thought so. Spooky and the team does, and they want to wish you a
Happy Halloween!
All year round. At Spooky Swirls in Chandler, Crystal Long, 12 News.
I know. We were just saying how much we love Crystal. That is the coolest thing ever. Jen's like, hey, she didn't tell me about this gluten-free
She's
bakery.
even better holding cupcakes.
She is. I know you're going to want to check this out. Maybe Jen will make a little field trip of it there.
We are rediscovering Arizona, and this is so cool. We're talking about your dinner plans. What if your family's next meal came with a dash of magic and a sprinkle of 3D wonder?
I'd say sign me up, right? And guess what? We don't have to go far for this one. Crystal Long shows us a unique 4-course dining experience that is unlike anything your taste buds or your eyeballs have ever enjoyed.
Over the years, 12 News has featured many top chefs from across Arizona, including James Beard winners. But today, I'm introducing you to the tiniest chef of them all. Le Petit Chef is no taller than a salt or pepper shaker, but the flavors he cooks up are larger than life.
Le Petit Chef is all over the world, especially in Europe, but this happens to be the only location in Arizona.
This is like TV on the table. Tell us about this animated dining experience.
Yeah, this is our Le Petit Chef, our 6-centimeter chef, and all of his friends.
There he is.
There he is. You know, he'll be getting into a lot of trouble as he builds these beautiful dishes and this beautiful burrata salad.
So you're not just serving up an amazing dinner, you're serving up a story here. Tell us about the story that we're about to explore.
We follow our little chef at his garden, and then the adventure continues. We head to the coast. We head to his chef's little backyard barbecue of sorts, to the bakery.
How does your culinary team time it so perfectly with the story?
Our team knows exactly when to go. You know, we swarm serve and sort of surprise our guests with the food in perfect timing and with the animations. We've got it down to the second.
Why was the Arizona Biltmore the perfect place to bring this internationally acclaimed experience to us here in the Valley?
We are definitely known for our luxury service and and a really talented culinary team.
What makes this Phoenix version so special?
We definitely put our local Arizona touch on the food. You know, a lot of local ingredients and Southwest West-inspired flavors.
That Wagyu might be a little too done, but your team has it perfect.
That is correct. We have a perfect medium rare New York Wagyu steak. We've made it to our bakery as chef here is preparing a really wonderful Meyer lemon creme brulee for us. Garnished with a little fresh fruit, that strawberry meringue, and a little Arizona Biltmore honey crumble.
I'm ready for dessert. Bon appetit. In Phoenix, Crystal Long, 12 News.
Look at her.
We have been just obsessing about this story because it's just the coolest thing. So Le Petit Chef also has special animations for birthdays and special celebrations.
It is a set menu though, but there is a vegan option, so you can check that out. You can also make reservations now through New Year's Eve. So check it out and then post about it and tag us so we can see what you do. Okay.
Thanks for watching. You can catch more Rediscover Arizona stories streaming on 12 Plus and on 12news.com.